actions are showing ninja over Otsutsuki because he's fighting like a ninja, using ninja tactics, using ninja jutsu, and all that jazz.
Well, let me ask you guys this: Do you think he can even use his Rinnegan or like the red chakra weapons, or even has access to that fusion form?
He should, but he's not going to ever.
Well, all three questions we should do one at a time. The Rinnegan, he should, but he's not going to. The chakra rods and sabers and shit, he should, but he's not going to. And Fuse Momoshiki, that one I just don't know, because it's like, why do we only see base Momoshiki's form? Is it because he can go in and out of the appearance? Is it because of how he envisions himself? Is it because of the amount of chakra he was able to imbue into the Karma Seal? There's a lot of questions there.
I'm going to say no to the Rinnegan for Borushiki, because unlike the Sharingan, which uses the unique chakra from inside the body through the eye, the Rinnegan itself seems to be what contains the Rinnegan chakra. And because Borushiki doesn't have the Rinnegan, I don't think he can
manifest the Byakugan.
Yes. But I don't think he can.
So now you have to prove why the Byakugan works the Sharingan way rather than the Rinnegan way.
I just don't think he has access to the Rinnegan.
Same with the Kokugan.
I think that's like a different level.
Okay. I'm confused. Sharingan? Where'd the Sharingan come from?
Well, let's also remember, though, when it comes to people like Madara awakening a Rinnegan, you have the Sharingan, if you have Indra Chakra in a Sharingan, add Ashura Chakra, it then turns into a Rinnegan, which kind of implies that the Rinnegan itself has the default Sharingan-y thing, and you can just steal someone else's light with EMS. So I don't know, man. Maybe the chakra is in the eyes, too.
No, they definitely can be.
No, it is in the eyes. Because she's sweet with Danzo.
Eyeball. Yeah, that too. But like, yeah, Urashiki ate his eyeball because the eyes contain like like I said before in the past, they're just like cups, and the chakra is the water. Like I don't think her eyes literally mold and transform into like the Sharingan's pattern. I just think like the chakra overlays the eye, and then you just see the visual depiction of that process.
But if you take out someone's eye, it seems to just stay there because, again, Danzo, Ao literally said that is Shizui's chakra I see. I remember the color. So he definitely had Shizui's chakra in
that eye. So let's just say blind Madara, he just stole a random fodder shinobi's eyes. Can he use the Sharingan with someone else's normal eyes?
That's why he stole specifically in Uchiha's eyes, presumably when he had the Sharingan.
I would say it depends. Because on the surface, I would say yes. But then also, there may be something on the genetic level that is special about their eye that allows them to even house the power to begin with, which makes being in Uchiha important in this regard. Otherwise, you get the stamina problem, so on and so forth. So there's something about the Uchiha's genetics outside of the obvious stuff, right? The ability to manifest the Sharingan to begin with. But there's something about their stamina as Uchiha that allows them to even use this shit to begin with. So I would say in that regard, I think it's a genetic component with the eyes, obviously. So no, I don't think you would be able to. So in theory, I would say the chakra comes from like the brain or whatever the fuck is like released. So it's your chakra. So if the eye is a vessel, then sure, you should just be able to overlay your special chakra atop the new eye, and then there you go. But it gets weird because like when Sasuke uses Itachi's eye, he's like, yo, his powers, I could feel his power or some shit like that. So I'm not sure if that was like metaphorical or literal. I figure it's literal. But even like I think the Rinnegan, I think Madara, didn't he say like his Rinnegan gave him like a boost or some shit, or was that Obito?
Obito mentioned that there was a lot of chakra in the Rinnegan, and because of that, it almost like overrode his mind and made him go crazy or whatever.
Actually, I think I figured it out. Kakashi can't deactivate his Sharingan from Obito, like all throughout the series. He has to cover it with this headband to not lose the chakra, or to not drain him of chakra, I should say. So it would make sense that Obito's Sharingan chakra is in the activated Sharingan that he can't turn off. I think if Obito just gave him his eye when it didn't have a Sharingan, I don't think Kakashi can activate the Sharingan despite having
I
Obito's eye.
agree.
Well, he doesn't have I understand what you're saying. Like the chakra would be in the eye, but it wouldn't be active. So he wouldn't have the key to open that door to activate it. But in your hypothetical, if he doesn't have like the Sharingan activated, I think that's an eye without the chakra in it, the special chakra. So he would just have like a normal Uchiha eye with no special chakra in it. So he wouldn't have anything to gain from opening that door, so to speak, metaphorically speaking. So yeah.
Yeah. What is weird though, now I understand for obvious reasons why Kishimoto didn't write it this way. But to some extent, I feel like it should be a thing to where, let's just use Danzo, he steals Shizui's eye. He should be able to get like X number of uses out of it before it just turns back to a normal eye, like it runs out of chakra, and then it just is a normal eye. So let's just say he can use Koto Matsukami 5 times, then boom, it's gone, regular eye now. That's same with Kakashi Kamui. I feel like that's how it should work, but it doesn't.
But what I think is happening is that the special chakra's in the eye, but then like that special chakra in quote unquote feeds itself. So it's still sucking chakra from the user. That's why Kakashi's stamina is so fucked. And the owl, when you got the Byakugan, is probably the same mechanic or similar. But definitely Kakashi. That's why he was always the stamina, right? You guys know this. I don't need to explain
I
that.
agree with that. The only problem I have with that is it's weird that Danzo's Sharingan from Shisui is going to take like 10 years to regenerate, whereas Shisui I thought could do it like every like 3 days or something.
No, that was the Crow. The Crow was going to take 10 years, not Danzo.
Okay, regardless, it's
Danzo
Koto.
was once a day.
It's still Koto, right?
Yes, but however, two things. One, Danzo's once a day. But second, we don't know. But it's entirely possible, like the two different Kamui eyes, they're just two different Koto Matsukami eyes, and they have somewhat different rules. That's
Okay,
another thing
that's
to
fair.
consider.
Wait, so do you guys think Shisui can just use Koto Matsukami anytime he wants to? Given that he has the resources. Like, do you think he has an interval of time in which he has to wait between the next use?
No, it's just going to strain his eye and make it more
at
bone.
least 5 seconds or something.
That would be the most trash fucking that would make Koto Matsukami so ass if you could only use it 10 years.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not 10 years, because there's no way.
What's up,
Well, then again, Itachi's explanation was Hashirama cells let Danzo use it once a day, but
well, with Danzo, he has the guy from Sarada's little novel. What's his name? Shin Uchiha. He has a special disposition. I don't know if it's a Kekkei Genkai. They didn't say so, but he has a special disposition to where you can integrate what the fuck ever to his body, and he won't reject it.
That's Kekkei Genkai. He just has a special body.
Sorry, what did you say?
Not a Kekkei Genkai. He just has like a really special body. Some people are just born that way.
Okay.
It's like type O blood you can receive, or
but
type AB can receive anything. Type O can give whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Shin Uchiha ability is fucking OP as shit. And that I think that's why Mitsuki can even use Sage Mode to begin with, personally. But yeah, I think
whatever
Mitsuki
he's
probably
made
has
out
that
of.
shit too. Yeah. So yeah, that shit with Danzo is like pretty OP. But I like the writing with that. The kind of foreshadowing, or not foreshadowing, but just kind of going back and playing with that idea from the
What were
Sasuke
y'all
fight.
talking about?
What are we talking about? Danzo right now. The chakra in the eyes.
Yeah. The eyes being a vessel for a chakra.
What's the point of this?
I think one way to make it make sense of why it would take 10 years as opposed to like 1 day or whatever, outside of nonsense of Hashirama cells or whatever else, is it's possible that it requires a certain amount of chakra, but the eye itself can only regen only based off the cells of the eye. And so let's just say there's like, I don't know, 100,000 cells in your eye, whereas there's 13 trillion in your entire body. Then obviously you could generate like 13,000 times more quicker from your entire body than just your eye alone, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so in this case, a bird doesn't know how to mold chakra and whatnot like a human, so
yeah, it would just be.
Do you guys think like science?
Depends on the bird.
Do you think scientific ninja tech could have helped Kakashi? Like,
yeah,
like
I'm
help
pretty
him with his
sure.
stamina. Like, bro is just like in his prime in the wrong era. He should have waited a few.
Like, what do
20
you mean?
years.
Like, if it helped back then, if it existed back then, or what do you mean?
Well, like his problem was like his stamina, right? Like it was the eye was siphoning his chakra off all the time. So
Yeah.
like if you can create a scientific ninja tool that can like store jutsu, I'm pretty sure it can store chakra. So like
hmm
manifest that in some visual way, artistic flair, however way you want to do it, but just maybe keep it simple. Maybe you manifest that in the form of like a pill. So whenever like the chakra's being drained, he pops a pill, he just gets an extra boost of chakra. Almost like some Momoshiki shit, but just like
I mean,
scientific
frankly,
ninja
they
stuff.
had that in part 1. Kiba and Kabuto were
Vortex.
using them, and then they never appeared again. But
Or he could have learned from Mike Guy how to open up his like inner gates so that he can like access more of his like chakra.
Hmm.
So that he can
He
make
doesn't know
up
how to
for the
use the
chakra
first game.
lost.
I wouldn't say Kakashi didn't have too much of a stamina problem back in the. By the time you get to the war, like stamina's pretty darn good. But yeah,
I mean
it
like
did
just like
take
the
the
rest of the
Sharingan did
whole
still
series.
take a lot of chakra. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty sick. Some kind of
Mhm.
ability. Like Karma would have been a great help for Kakashi. He just would have just kept absorbing chakra and build these. Regaining
Yeah,
his
but as
stamina.
we've seen, that apparently uses your chakra for some reason.
What do you mean?
well, Jigen only cracks after absorbing Amaterasu.
Oh no.
Not before, but after.
Let's not do this
And
again.
he runs out of chakra, absorbing Koji's fire ninjutsu.
No, he ran out of chakra shrinking it. That one.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's not.
Blah blah blah.
And honestly, I think if Jigen literally just like stood there, he would have cracked eventually. It's a coincidence thing. I don't think. Whatever. Did y'all argue about that?
It's a pretty
No,
crazy
we
You
just
say
brought-
argue. We're
Okay.
arguing. But...
Okay.
We're arguing something else. That's just something that came up during the argument.
Okay.
Well,
Well, like Oodle's like, let's not get back to this. I'm like, okay. Did y'all argue about whether or not Jigen cracked because of the karma? Karma absorption? Like what?
well, back to the Kakashi
I sure
thing.
hope not.
I'm not gonna say this is like the craziest thing, but maybe his stamina isn't like the most insane thing in the world, considering he's probably running on like pure adrenaline like the entirety of the work that night. But then also it's over the course of an entire night. Like, not back to back,
I
but
mean-
over like back to back over like 13 hours worth of rest, basically.
I would imagine they're popping food pills just to sustain themselves. Like it would make sense within the verse, even if you don't see
It
it.
would, if only they showed or talked about that.
Yeah, because I think they like literally explained it right during the tuning exams what they were used for. So this would be like the perfect thing for that they were used for. So it would be like super weird for them to have it. I mean, fuck, even Sakura can make some at home.
You know, not
for
gonna lie,
Naruto.
I'm writing that down as a
Yeah,
rewrite
wasn't
topic.
Naruto using food pills to sustain himself in the
Water
training
Yeah, during his
for
training.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it makes
So,
sense that
like-
they would have been using that during the war arc. So.
They definitely probably did. It's just not shown on screen because what's really the purpose?
Well, what's shown
I
on
love
screen
it.
is
I love,
Kakashi, or not, Kurama refills everyone's chakra.
Maybe they ran out of food pills.